It's showtime.
Hey guys, Django Fett here. So 2020 is over, and I finished my 3 lists, games, movies, and TV show lists. So I recommend you check that out. So now that I'm done those lists, and I'll put links for those in the description, I can give you guys an idea of what's gonna occur for my channel for 2021. And don't worry, there's gonna be quite a lot down this year, a lot with Star Wars content, and not so much with movies and video games. There might be a few here and there, but for the most part, you're gonna see a lot of Star Wars content on this channel, as most of you guys came here to see Star Wars content on here. And if you guys didn't know, I actually do a lot of collaboration videos with the State of Star Wars YouTube channel, where we discuss a lot of just other Star Wars topics that I'm not able to be touched on my main channel. So I recommend you check that out. I'll also put a link in the description. And just a great source of content when it comes to reviewing comics and other Star Wars content out there. And it's meant as a gateway for those who likes, you know, Disney canon or Legends, and kind of like not hating on any of those medias. But we're just kind of like bringing both of those worlds together and just having a unity where we can just talk and share our love for those, you know, those different universes on that channel. So let me give you guys an idea of what's gonna occur for the channel. So I'm gonna start off with the Omnibus book reviews that I'm gonna be starting for the channel. It's gonna be a lot of random stuff, but I do think it will be relevant for this year and next year, or in the future, I should say. But the first one being the Boba Fett Omnibus. I've been meaning to do this one for a while, and I've actually finished reading all of the stories for the Boba Fett Omnibus, so I'm going to be starting on reviewing that immediately. So I got to get the script ready and all that other stuff, but I did just finish that story just now, so I will be starting to review that momentarily. We also have adventures. Now, the adventure stories I've never even read about or even heard about before, but I just figured why not give it a shot and discover some new stories in the process. We also have Infinities, Wild Space Volume 2. Wild Space Volume 1 is kind of boring Marvel Comics stuff, which I don't give a shit about, but Volume 2 actually has some collection of just like random Star Wars stories that are worth reviewing. So I have to touch base upon those stories, so I will be reviewing that. And then a random one is Early Victories. The reason I'm doing all that, Boba Fett, Adventures, Infinities, Wild Space Volume 2, and Early Victories, I'm trying to finish all of my Omnibus reviews, you know, as much as I can in the meantime. So I definitely want to touch base upon every single Omnibus and pretty much all the comic book stories I can. I want to do Legacy down the road, maybe next year. I'm sure I mean, there's a bunch of others that I haven't even touched base upon. Agent of the Empire, and you know, just like random stories like that. Maybe Boba Fett, Blood Ties. You know, there's a lot of stories that I still have to review, and I definitely want to do my part to review most, if not all, of the Star Wars Legends, Dark Horse material related comic book stories. So I want to do my part and do that. So once more, Boba Fett, Adventures, Infinities, Wild Space Volume 2, and Early Victories. Those are the 5 big Omnibus reviews that are going to be spread out for 2021. And as you guys know, I also will be doing a lot of Disney Star Wars content down the road when those, you know, those come out in the future. When it comes to the Boba Fett TV series, I'm definitely going to be reviewing that and watching that. And I'm also going to be touching base on The Mandalorian Season 3. So those are 2 big Disney Star Wars shows I will be watching. I'm not going to review the other one. I'm not going to even talk about it. But I also will be touching base upon this little story that I just got recently. Hexer Dusk. Now, I did do a review for this sometime last year. I'll put a link in the description as well. But I finally got the physical copy of this, so I'm actually going to be doing this as my next video and touching base upon Hexer Dusk. So I'm just going to be doing kind of like, sort of like a little unboxing and just showing off this story for yourself so you can discover it and get it for yourself. But I kind of wanted just to get the physical and digital copies, and I already did a review, non-spoiler review on my channel, and maybe down the road I could do a spoiler video. I was always thinking about doing a spoiler video, but I just never got a chance to do it. And now I will touch base on my biggest announcement yet. You may or may not be excited about this, but as you guys know, I'm a big comic book fan, but doesn't mean I'm also not a novel fan as well. And I'm more of a bigger fan of the audiobooks. Now, with the audiobooks, I feel like it's an enhanced and superior experience than what I'm accustomed to with novels. And I really don't have the time to sit down and read novels like I used to. I just really can't do it anymore. But audiobooks, I find the best way to enjoy my media now. And I don't know why my wallpaper just changed right now. But with the audiobooks, I feel like I get a better understanding of that material more than I just reading a novel. But that's just personally my preference. You might feel differently, and that's fine. But for me, I just enjoy audiobooks a little bit more. And since I exercise more, go outside, jog and stuff, I need to listen to this stuff. So I feel like since I'm out there for like half an hour, or whatever it is when I'm outside and I listen to this stuff, instead of listening to music, I'm going to be listening to audiobooks. I've been thinking about this for a while and I've decided to do this, but whatever novel that comes to mind or whatever series comes to mind, I am going to be listening to the audiobook and giving you guys reviews for it. Not so much on the audiobook itself, but more so on the story. I mean, I'll touch base on a little bit of the audiobook and my experience with it, but more so on the story. I'll touch base more on the meat of the story and what I thought about it. So there's a lot of series that I want to touch base upon. And one of the stories that I just finished, actually a while ago, was the Dark Forces trilogy. Because I've never really known about Kyle Katarn, I've heard about him, how great he is as a character, and I've played the Jedi Outcast, Jedi Academy games. I like Kyle Katarn, but I didn't really know him as well. So I listened to the entire audiobook, and it's relatively short in the grand scheme of things. It's a trilogy, but I do want to do it kind of like a little deep dive, mini deep dive on the Dark Forces trilogy, and do a review for that. So that might be a little bit longer review to touch base upon that, but I think after finishing my Boba Fett review, I can do Dark Forces trilogy. So I do want to do that, and after I do Dark Forces and whatever Omnibus review comes to mind, I want to review Kenobi. The reason I want to do Kenobi is many reasons. I've never read Kenobi before. I've always heard great things about it, and I've always been jealous for people who have read it and loved it, and I've never gotten the opportunity to read it. Because it's written by John Jackson Miller, it just, I love his work with Knights of the Old Republic comic series, so this makes me want to dive into that and discover that story for myself. And it's a very long audiobook, but I have to find the time to listen to that. I actually, for my audiobooks, now that I mention it, I actually managed to download the entire audiobook collection of Star Wars Legends. So I'm going to be touching base as many Star Wars stories I can, get the time to get, time to listen to. So Kenobi will be the next one after the Dark Forces trilogy. And then the second reason why I'm touching base on Kenobi is because there's going to be a Kenobi miniseries. So why not touch base on Kenobi that way and, review the Kenobi book that could or could not maybe in some way inspire the miniseries. Who knows? Maybe they could draw inspiration. I have no idea. That would be pretty cool, but who knows? We will see. So because I do want to see the comparisons between the two. So other than that, I can't really think of any other Star Wars stories other than Dark Forces trilogy and Kenobi. So it's going to be a bit of a surprise of what you're going to expect for these random stories that I'm going to be touching base upon. Because it's audiobook, it's probably going to be easier for me, but it's also going to be longer at the same time, so it might take me a bit at the same time as well. But I do want to touch base on a series that I've never discovered before and really dived into myself, but I don't want to spoil that. That's going to be a surprise for you later down the road. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you're looking forward to on the channel in the comments section below. Don't forget to please like this video and subscribe to my channel Django Fett if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.